Men in black SUVs are chasing a man named Luke, who is riding a blue scooter. In one of the SUVs, a man named Karam tries to contact him, demanding the return of a stolen item, coiled up in a tube strapped to Luke's back. When Luke ignores the call, Karam threatens him directly. But Luke outsmarts him, taking an unexpected route to evade the pursuers. As the chase continues, one of the SUVs swerves and blocks Luke's path just as he's speaking to a friend, causing him to lose control and tumble off the scooter. Before the attackers can reach him, a crowd gathers, shielding Luke and allowing him to escape on foot. Luke's friend helps him reach the train station after Luke explains he can't make it to the airport. Desperate, Luke steals a scooter and just manages to catch up with the departing train. Exhausted, he falls asleep on board and dreams of discovering a golden sun disk. The artifact mesmerizes him, and he places it in his backpack. He's awakened when a woman sits next to him. She's after the tube he's carrying, but Luke refuses to give it up. Suddenly, a man tackles him from behind, and in the chaos, the woman seizes the tube. A fierce struggle breaks out. Luke manages to reclaim the tube, traps the woman inside the carriage, and escapes to the roof of the train. In a daring move, he leaps toward a nearby grass-thatched hut, and survives the fall. Miles away in London, Charlotte is in the middle of a divorce settlement with her ex-husband, Harold. He demands custody of their son and urges Charlotte to hire a lawyer. Charlotte works as a curator at a museum in England. She is surprised when her brother, Luke, shows up unannounced. It's been a year since they last saw each other. Luke reminisces about the adventure they shared with their father 10 years ago, but Charlotte insists she's left that life behind to focus on raising her child. While at the museum, Luke tricks Charlotte into looking at a painting while he steals another one. The alarm goes off, and Charlotte chases after him, pleading with him to return the stolen artwork. Luke urges her to come with him, and despite her hesitation, she agrees. As guards pursue them, Luke escapes by driving into the back of a truck, which quickly drives away. Inside the truck is Luke's team. His friend Murph examines the stolen painting and discovers it's a forgery. Furious, Charlotte confronts Luke, but he drugs her, causing her to lose consciousness. A few hours later, she wakes up alone on a park bench. Remembering what happened, she rushes back to the museum. There, the lead investigator questions her about Luke's whereabouts. Charlotte insists that if she knew, she would tell them. Eventually, the investigators discover that the stolen painting had already been swapped with a fake. Despite this, Charlotte is held responsible and loses her job. As Charlotte goes to see her son Thomas, her ex-husband demands that Thomas stay with him and accuses her of being involved in an art heist. Angrily, Charlotte arrives at Luke's hideout, where she finds him with his team. Murph, Debs, and a man named Owen Carver, who is funding their mission. They are on a quest to find the Fountain of Youth. Owen, who claims to have liver cancer, believes that if the fountain can restore youth, it might also cure his illness. He came to Luke hoping he could help locate it. Luke wants Charlotte to join them, appealing to her curiosity, especially now that she is jobless. They've discovered some clues suggesting the existence of hidden knowledge guarded by secretive groups in Tibet. These protectors have passed down the information about the fountain's location from generation to generation. Luke explains that the Fountain of Youth tempts people by offering them their heart's deepest desires. All one has to do is drink from it, and they will be granted eternal life, perfect health, immense wealth, and beauty. For Luke, finding the fountain would bring fame and honor to their family name. Murph reveals that 6 different artists in the 1600s each hid a clue in one of their paintings. Each canvas contains a hidden mark on the back, pointing toward the same path, and each mark includes a different letter, part of a greater puzzle. It is then revealed that the reason Charlotte was brought in was to help solve this puzzle. Charlotte stuns the group by revealing that the Rembrandt painting Luke stole from the museum was a duplicate. Before leaving, she gives them a clue about where to start looking for the original Rembrandt. The woman from the train takes a seat behind Luke as he flips through a book. He catches a familiar scent and immediately recognizes it. It's the woman from the train in Thailand. He tries to flirt with her, but she shows no interest. Instead, she warns him to abandon the expedition and then quietly leaves. At the Royal College of Music, Thomas is playing the piano while Charlotte listens proudly. Luke approaches her and tells her that he has discovered the location of the original Rembrandt. He thanks her for the tip and invites her to join them on the adventure. Charlotte is hesitant at first, but eventually agrees. At sea, Owen hires a team to raise a ship that had sunk over 100 years ago. They believe that the original Rembrandt is hidden on board. Charlotte and Luke follow a map to the location of the resurfaced ship. As they explore the vessel, Luke and Charlotte reminisce about their childhood and their father, who was an archaeologist. They eventually find the painting in what used to be the ship's VIP section. Suddenly, a group of protectors arrives in a helicopter, including the woman from the train. She tries to take the painting, and a fight breaks out. Luke is forced to choose between saving Charlotte or securing the painting. He hesitates, and just as one of the flotation devices bursts, the ship begins to sink. Luke and Charlotte manage to escape and return to the rest of the team. Harold tells Charlotte to pick up Thomas the following day, as he has started a new job. She later discovers that Owen arranged the consulting job for Harold in Japan so that Charlotte would spend more time with her son. Charlotte and the others begin matching the paintings together. As they work to uncover a clue, replacing the Latin words with English words from the paintings, they discover another clue hidden in a rare Bible. Suddenly, the Interpol investigator arrives with his team. Karam and his men interrupt, demanding their painting and escalating the tension. Luke steps in and negotiates for his team's release, promising to hand over the paintings and reveal the location of another missing piece. A fight breaks out. Amid the chaos, Luke and his team manage to escape. They head to Austria on Owen's private jet, with Thomas accompanying them. Luke, Charlotte, and Debs are welcomed at the Austrian National Library, while Murph stays in the car to keep watch. Meanwhile, Thomas is at a restaurant with Owen. Curious, he asks Owen about his net worth, leading to an awkward conversation. Back at the library, Luke, Charlotte, and Debs are led to a hidden chamber where the rare Bible is kept. Suddenly, the protectors arrive. Murph notices their arrival and alerts Luke, who steps out of the secret room and comes face to face with the woman from the train. A fight ensues. Luke manages to defeat her, drugs the librarian, steals the Bible, and escapes through a hidden tunnel with the others. As Owen and Thomas leave the restaurant, they are ambushed by assailants. Owen fights them off, and he and Thomas quickly drive away. Meanwhile, Luke, Charlotte, and Debs emerge from the tunnel into another part of the town, where Murph is waiting to pick them up. The team reunites with Owen and Thomas at a safe house. Charlotte, concerned after hearing about the attack, asks about their day and expresses her fear for Thomas's safety. The team begins examining the Bible for clues, but their efforts seem to lead to a dead end. Disheartened, Charlotte decides to take Thomas and leave. As they wait for a vehicle, Thomas suddenly tells Charlotte that he noticed a musical pattern in the Bible, a clue they hadn't seen before. They rush back upstairs, and Thomas helps guide the team through the pattern. Working together, they finally decipher the clue, which reveals the location of the fountain. As the team heads to Egypt, Charlotte voices her concerns about Owen to Luke. Luke, however, remains optimistic about Owen's intentions, trusting in their shared mission. Meanwhile, the lead protector has a clandestine meeting with the mysterious woman from the train, strategizing their next steps. Upon arrival at the Pyramid of Giza, Luke, Charlotte, Owen, Thomas, and their security team begin their exploration to locate the elusive Fountain of Youth. Inside the pyramid, they discover secret chambers adorned with ancient, mysterious paintings. Outside, an Interpol investigator and his team arrive, but they are denied entry, forced to find their own way in. Back inside the pyramid, the group finds a massive stone blocking a hidden chamber. Despite their efforts, they cannot move it. Thomas then plays a unique musical note, causing the entire chamber to vibrate. As he continues playing, the stone levitates. Charlotte is able to move it with ease, revealing a hidden underground passage. Deep within the pyramid, the team discovers a vast cavern with a deep chasm. A sudden fight erupts among the group outside, creating chaos. Amid the confusion, the Interpol agent and the woman from the train seize the opportunity to follow Luke and his team unnoticed. Luke, Owen, Charlotte, and a security member descend to the chamber believed to house the Fountain of Youth. They find a small, dwindling pool of water. Suddenly, Owen turns on Luke, demanding he drink first to test its effects. He shoots Luke in the arm, forcing compliance. As Luke's blood mixes with the water, it begins to swell and weave into strands of glowing liquid. Luke is lifted off the ground, his wounds miraculously healing. Just as he prepares to drink, he glimpses visions of Charlotte and Thomas weakened and aged. Tempted, Luke ultimately resists, heeding the unseen warning. Owen, however, gives in, greedily drinking from the fountain. He is overwhelmed by his lust for power, ignoring the fountain's cost. It is then revealed. The Fountain of Youth does not grant life, health, or power without taking something deeply precious in return. In a separate chamber, the woman from the train finds a mechanism to seal the entire area. Luke, Charlotte, Thomas, and the security guard make a narrow escape as Owen is consumed by the fountain's curse. Reunited above ground, the woman joins them as they race up the stairs. Miraculously, they all emerge unscathed. The film ends with Luke and Charlotte standing outside the pyramid, the sun behind them. They share a knowing smile, battle-worn but triumphant. Their thirst for adventure far from quenched. They eagerly look ahead to whatever comes next. Remember to like, comment, subscribe and share. Until next time.